It's Two Dudes with Attitudes, of Wrestling podcast with Ryan Enjoys Wrestling and MWO. And this is our WWE edition for the week of July 18th, 2025. And if you have not already, if you just happen to go on YouTube and see our lovely faces, you need to hit that subscribe button. If you're just listening to us, give us a 5-star review, comment, give us a follow wherever you're listening to us. I want you to know that before we hit this darn music. But Ryan, how you feeling about this week? I thought it was a pretty action-packed SmackDown, Raw, and NXT. A lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, we had a crazy week, and not to mention we also had a TNA Slammiversary where two WWE superstars participated. We saw the return of AJ Styles to TNA as well. So, yeah, it was a very, very action-packed week in the WWE. And, yeah, apparently this partnership with TNA is really taken off. But people say it's one-sided, but we'll get into that.
We will. You know what? Hit the music.
Two dudes with attitudes, let's go. It's the two dudes and our attitudes ruthless, aggressively speaking, so let's do this. We're Ryan and Denton, they here to get your attention. A 5-star broadcast, shit, start to the ending. Whether it's the E or it's all E. The two dudes with the attitudes that bring the heat. Get the point, yeah, it's on, time to lock in. Listen to the podcast where they get it poppin'.
Yeah, I'm not a numbers guy. That's you. But I heard that this Slammiversary was like one of their biggest pay-per-views ever, or at least in most recent history. And it's wild. I don't know if you're going to say this in a take later on, but is that what you were saving it for? Are
no.
You good? We can tell. Yeah, so it's, like people on the internet, the IWC, because for whatever reason, WWE is public enemy number one right now, and they can do no right. That they're saying like this is a one-sided partnership with Trick and JC Jane being champions. Does nothing for TNA because I think they think that they're just going to hold the belts forever and never lose them, and they're just all gonna. And then there's other people going like, "Well, you don't know ball if you don't understand that this means the WWE is buying TNA." I'm like, that wouldn't make sense either. That's not the way it would go. So everything people, this makes that's exactly when Chris Jericho held the ROH World Championship twice. Every AEW hardcore fan was like, you don't know ball. It's because they're trying to get a TV deal. And both times they were not, because I never saw a TV deal. No. As soon as it's going on the other way around for WWE, all of a sudden it's, that's not what they're doing. That doesn't make any sense.
When Chris Jericho held the AEW championship the first time, it was because they were trying to get a TV deal. And they actually got one that time.
They got one,
It was the right decision because they wanted the star to have the title to draw in your audience, so it made complete sense. So and also like, can we stop saying Slammiversary is TNA's biggest show of the year? It's one of their biggest shows of the year, but their WrestleMania I've always thought was bound for glory,
and that's next.
That's when they're going to lose the titles. That's when Trick Williams and JC Jane are going to lose their championships. And TNA is going to spend this time between July and October regrouping, banding together to, maybe bound for glory to win bring TNA back to glory. It's right there, and win their championships back. But no, WWE's got to be buying them, and the partnership is one-sided, and it's only benefiting WWE. It's not benefiting TNA at all.
Yeah, that makes zero sense. That would be like us having like, I don't know, Santi on our podcast like we had before, or like Bully Ray or someone, and their people are like, dude, this is only benefiting Bully Ray and Santi, not the two dudes. There's no way this is like, how would it not benefit us? We're the people who are on the bottom benefits having people on top helping you. There's no other way. That's not how.
Yeah, that's how TV works. I mean,
yes.
Like we can't really talk about Stephen Colbert anymore because the show got canceled. But these talk shows, they bring celebrities on to help them with their ratings. They bring in the stars to help them get people to watch their show.
Podcast.
I want to see Tom Hanks be interviewed. I want to see Jim Carrey. I want to see George Clooney. So you're going to tune into that particular show. It makes sense.
You think Joe Rogan's podcast and he's so famous now just because he talks by himself? No, it's because he gets huge people on his show who have had legendary moments with people smoking weed and talking about this and Trump on it. He gets famous for other people. That's our thing. We need to get people on this damn podcast. Imagine. But but that's what I mean. You get people. You're right. It doesn't help. So WWE would be WWE right now if TNA wasn't around anymore. They would still be doing the same thing. NXT would still be getting the same ratings. It's not benefiting them at all. Sorry, guys. It's a fact. I know ball. All right, you ready? Let's get into SmackDown. Dude, these sayings now by kids is crazy. And then I hear adults saying it in my mind. You know how many people I've seen oh gosh. And if you're a creator, you're probably over 18. Most people I look like are at least 18 to 30, right? Oh yeah. If you're saying you don't know ball, you're too old. Like let's stop. Let's stop skibbity toilet. All right. Let's get into it. Let's start off with the huge opening. SmackDown opens up with a car crash. One poor Solo Sikoa looks like he was not injured at all. One of the Tongas, I forgot which one, but he had he was like bleeding out of like his ear. Yeah. He was like destroyed. Yeah, the low. The Tala one was fine. Yeah. But they got in a car crash, and one Jacob Fatu got arrested. Pretty funny segment too, where he was like, "Punk ass cops!" Like he didn't he made Stone Cold look like, "Dang, I wouldn't have said that." Like he had no fear at all. They arrested him. They bring him back. Basically, he was innocent, and Adam Pearce says, "You want to lock up Jacob Fatu? Well, you got your wish because you locked up in a steel cage match for the U.S. title at SummerSlam." I'm super stoked. I think this Solo you got to really, really think about Solo, right? He was in NXT, never got a push. He kind of got like the North American title opportunity, but he never got like a push. Then all of a sudden they were just like, "Yo, you're in the bloodline." And then he didn't talk for like a year. He was like the only guy not getting WrestleMania matches. They just completely ignored him. Then Roman loses the belt 2 years after that. And then Solo becomes the tribal chief, and everyone crapped on him. Your clothes are too baggy. You look like O.J. Simpson with the gloves. What are you doing? You're such a joke. And he overcame that, and then he kind of helped make Jacob Fatu. And now this dude is cutting comedic promos, having hella good matches. Like everyone sleeps on this bloodline. Like, oh, they're just giving every Samoan in the block a chance. They're not talented. I have yet to see one untalented member of the bloodline. I'll go all the way to Rikishi, homie. He was entertaining, talent. Like, this bloodline is around for it's like saying Charlotte Flair is only Charlotte Flair because of Rick. Like, no, the girl's got talent. Like, these people aren't just like, if you want to look up people who didn't have talent with people's kids, like poor Eric Bischoff's kid, Ric Flair's kid, like they didn't really have it. You know what I mean? They didn't stick around. They used to stick around the business. You got to have it. Solo Sikoa is that dude. And I'm really, really excited for him and Jacob Fatu. I think Fatu is probably going to win. We'll see how it gets further. But that's a pretty good match. Am I wrong? And the whole segment was good.
Yeah, and
Solo getting arrested at the end, hilarious.
Yeah, and him trying to ask Cody Rhodes for help of all people. Just Cody, man, help me.
That was classic. Yeah,
that was funny stuff. I mean, you have to hand it to Solo, like you said. I mean, he went from being the silent enforcer to the devious badass who spiked John Cena 12 times, I think it was.
Oh, I remember that.
Out John Cena's vocal cords. Then he got obliterated on the microphone by John Cena, and then he went through his trials and tribulations. He helped Roman Reigns, and then like you said, he formed this Timu bloodline. It was a bad version of the bloodline. Who cares about this version of the bloodline? They lost at War Games. He lost to Roman Reigns on the first Raw and lost his Tribal Chief moniker. So, but man, Solo is him. Like, he is awesome. He has been hilarious.
Yep.
This feud with Jacob Fatu has really reinvigorated Solo Sikoa, and I want him to hang on to this U.S. championship for as long as he can, because he is entertaining the fudge out of me. I think he's great. I think it's making a star out of Jacob. I think it's making the other Tongas, Tala Tonga and Tongaloa, look good. When Tama Tonga comes back, he's going to look strong as well, which I think he might be the X factor in this match. I think he might return and maybe help Solo instead of helping Jacob, because the last time they were tag team champions, it was Tama Tonga and Jacob Fatu. So I think he's going to turn on Jacob and join Solo, but we'll get to predictions next week. But everything about Solo Sikoa right now is money, and I think they need to keep everything that they're doing going for sure, because he is killing it.
He is. And Jacob Fatu is killing it. So I think Fatu's going to win, but I would love to see Tama Tonga come back and help him. It's Tama, right? Because he was the fun one. He was the he was the fun one. So I'd like to see him come back, and I think he might. But there's a lot of options going on in that match. So either way, I think we win.
Or Jimmy turns. I could see Jimmy turning, and joining Solo. But
I think we're getting Jimmy and Jay back together again, but I could be wrong. I do think that's where it's going, but we'll see. I don't think they have direction for either Uso right now, obviously, because we'll get into that with Jay and Roman later. But all right, we had a number one contenders tag team match. I'll let you talk about it, but it was like, what was it, 4 tag teams, I believe, and they were all vying to go up against the big old bad Wyatt Six. Andrade and Rey Fenix win that match. It was a fun match, but what did you think, and how do you feel about Andrade and Rey Fenix being next up for the Wyatt Six? Was I right? Was it 4 teams? It was, right?
Yeah, it was Andrade. It was Andrade and Fenix versus DIY, Motor City Machine Guns, and Fraxium. I feel like this kind of came out of nowhere. The Wyatt Six have been feuding with DIY. They've been feuding with the Motor City Machine Guns over the last couple of months. They beat the Street Profits just recently to win the tag team championship. So it's been the same 5 tag teams or so in the main event tag team picture in SmackDown. So this feels completely random, but at the same time, I'm also open to it because it's something a little bit different. I've been wanting to see what Andrade can do on SmackDown. I feel like he hasn't really done much, and this kind of puts him and gives him something to do. And he's getting a title shot now, so I think it's going to be a good thing for him. The thing that I don't like is Rey Fenix. I mean, this guy was hyped up as the Lucha Bros and him and Penta, and when are we gonna get Penta together? When are we gonna get Penta and Rey Fenix together? And this is the guy that he took the L at WrestleMania instead of Rey Mysterio. He's the one he looked like generic wrestler that you choose on a video game with the outfit he had on SmackDown with like the t-shirt. I don't know what they're doing with that. Like, I don't know what's going on with Rey Fenix, but I'm not feeling it. But I am excited about Andrade. I'll give this tag team a chance, but I don't see them winning the tag team titles off of the Wyatt Six.
Oh, no, and I agree with you. Like Rey Fenix, I think he's doing worse now than he was in AEW. Penta, I think, is doing better, but Rey Fenix, not so much. But if you're going to put him in a tag team, why not just put him with Penta? It's not like you're having Penta over here on Raw, like winning match after match after match. Obviously, this match was set up for the Wyatt Six to get a win, and so that's why they picked Andrade and Rey Fenix. But I think Fraxium would have been perfectly fine with that as well. Like, why not just have them win? At least they're more known. I guess you're getting new people out here. Or maybe it's just a Latino thing because over on Raw, the LWO are the number one contenders. And that was kind of random. So I don't know. Maybe the whole Trips is racist thing. Maybe he's like, not with the Latinos, though. I got them out there. But either it was kind of a weird thing, right? Because on Raw, I was like, oh, LWO. Okay. Do we have a trend going here? But yeah, I'm okay with it. The match was good, though. It's a good match. Andrade and Rey Fenix will bring it. I just think I'm more just don't care about the Wyatt Six. They cut a promo too, and it was just kind of like they like winning gold. Okay, like what are we doing here? Like this is right. But this was like the problem with Bray Wyatt, right? And as soon as he won the World Heavyweight Championship, they had nothing to do with him because the supernatural stuff goes away. Because is he unbeatable? Is he? I mean, they can't just stack chairs on top of them and, have DQs and Hell in a Cell matches. You got to do something. So I don't know where we're going with it. It didn't feel, I don't know. They're like eerie promo in the back too with the gold belts on them. It looked off. It was, I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I'll give it a chance. But I think that's why I'm not really caring or vibing with it at the moment. But they're trying.
I mean, I think at least they are trying. But I do think the whole tag team division in general right now on both brands, Raw and SmackDown, is severely lacking strong teams. The fact that you had the LWO or American Made to choose from versus the New Day, it's like, who are you going to choose in that? Like, fumbled New Day. Nobody cares about American Made, and the LWO is whatever. And then it's the same teams over and over on the SmackDown side. So at least we're getting a fresh team in Rey Fenix and Andrade, but it also feels like a completely random pairing and a completely random match. So they got to do something with this tag division, but I don't know what the answer is.
Me neither on all sides. Yeah, I don't know. We also had a little match between one Damian Priest and Carmelo Hayes, which ended when Aleister Black attacked Damian Priest and laid him out. I want to hear your take on this. What do you think? What do you think about Carmelo? What do you think about Priest and Aleister Black? Obviously going to happen at SummerSlam. I'm assuming they're not putting this on, SmackDown this Friday. So what do you think about all this? And is it benefiting any of these three men?
I was happy to see Carmelo Hayes finally get a victory. It's been forever since he's won a match. So I was excited about that. I don't know. I'm not feeling this Aleister Black, Damian Priest feud. I know a lot of people seem to be enjoying it. People, Damian Priest, he brought out a great feud, or Drew McIntyre and him had a really great feud with one another. Damian Priest did great stuff against the Judgment Day, did great stuff against Gunther. But this feud just feels completely forced. This feels like, again, we talked before about R-Truth and how R-Truth was really the one feuding with Aleister Black, but then they were like, okay, R-Truth, move off to the side. We're going to put Damian Priest in this match instead. And that's the thing that I don't like. I feel like they've kind of cast R-Truth off to the side in the CM Punk John Cena feud, and now they've cast R-Truth off to the side for Damian Priest and Aleister Black. But I was happy to see Carmelo Hayes get a win, but at the end of the day, I don't think it's really going to matter because this feud is about Damian Priest and Aleister Black, and that was just a way to further it even more with the interference. So yeah, I'm just not feeling it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm opposite. I am, but here's the thing, right? I like that Priest and Carmelo were cooking. By the way, there was a really, really good match.
Oh yeah, it was a great match.
I know it ended pretty quickly with Aleister Black, but that was good. Carmelo got the win, no matter how it was, and now he gets to sneak out and hopefully benefit from that. And then Priest and Aleister Black. The thing I like, it's out of the blue, and I think a lot of the SummerSlam matches are because WWE. The one thing I can agree with the negatives is that they are having too much going on, like the PLEs. There's like so many of them. There's not enough time to build stories, and I know that's which I think is funny that AEW hardcore fans are making fun of it because that's their vibe. They don't want stories; they just want matches. That's kind of what WWE is doing. But I think these two guys are exactly where they need to be, right? Aleister Black, Damian, he's that guy who was here before, a long-reigning NXT champion, had his run in AEW, has come back now to try to take over and find himself. Priest, a former champion, trying to get back into that title picture. It's two pretty equal guys going at it. Win or lose, one of them's going to go ahead, and the other one hopefully will go off and get a win somewhere else. So I'm excited for it. I think the match will be good. I think these are two of the most talented dudes in their rankings, and they're mid-tier kind of guys right now. So yeah, man, sign me up. I think it's going to be a hell of a match. And I think at SummerSlam, they'll show out. I think it'll be a sleeper match for sure.
Yeah.
Who's going to win? I'm assuming Priest, unless he gets the upper hand on SmackDown this Friday. But I mean, yeah. Our next Friday.
Yeah, I think I kind of had the same apprehensions about Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest, and I was completely wrong about that. I thought that feud cooked, and it went on multiple events and ended up at, I think it ended at a Saturday night's main event. So maybe I have the same apprehensions about this as well. But so yeah, I think these guys will probably steal the show and have a great match at SummerSlam, and maybe I'll change my mind. But right now, I just don't like all the relegating Carmelo Hayes to the side, relegating R-Truth to the side, and when we were supposed to be behind those two guys of everybody for these two guys. But I'll see how it goes. I'll see how it plays out.
I think you just don't like Damian Priest. That was your common thing right there. I didn't like when so-and-so wrestled Damian Priest. I also didn't like when so-and-so wrestled Damian Priest. And that one time Damian Priest was wrestling for the title, I didn't like that.
Shout out to Damian Priest, too. Apparently he's dating Lola Vice, and he's going all over to concerts and stuff. But there's like pictures of him on social media grinding all over Lola Vice, and it's, she's looking good.
Dang, my man. I thought he was married, no?
Oh, there was rumors that he was dating Rusev's wife, Lana.
Oh, that's right. He is married. That's right. He was. Yeah.
I don't think he is anymore. I think
they're together again, aren't they? Yeah. Oh, good for Priest, man. Lola's bomb. All right, well, let's close it out. Main event time. The contract signing between one John Cena and Cody Rhodes. John Cena comes out and says, heck to the no, I ain't signing no contract. I got movie obligations. Everyone in TK already approved it. People in WWE already approved it. Deuces, son. Cody Rhodes wasn't having it. Chased him down. physically assaulted him, should be put in jail. Then he literally broke, I don't know what it is, but breach of something, but he grabbed his hand of an unconscious man after putting him through a table, dropping through the table, and made him sign John Cena, and it like literally said John Cena. It was kind of weird. I don't know if it was like already there, but made him sign the contract. We are getting a street fight between John Cena and Cody Rhodes, in which people, A, think Cody Rhodes is going to win because he's turning heel, and B, it's a street fight because he's in a movie called Street Fighter. Have you heard that one yet of all these morons?
I've heard that one, yeah.
Yeah, sorry if you listen to this and you're one of those people. You're not a moron. You're cool if you listen to us. But Street Fighter, because it's a street fight. You think he's going to come out dressed as Guile for SummerSlam and do it like,
does
that
mean that whatever Roman Reigns does is also a street fight at SummerSlam? Because he's also in the movie.
He's also a street fighter, yeah.
Is Becky Lynch coming out in golf attire because of Happy Gilmore 2? Like, come on, people.
She should. I know people are like, stop. Maybe it's a street fight because somebody's going to interfere to help John Cena win. Did you ever think about that? There's 75 options, but I'll let you go. What did you think of this? And when should we press charges?
Yeah, I mean, speaking of, they arrested the wrong guy. Should have been Cody Rhodes being taken off in handcuffs. You know, like Solo was onto something. He was like, "Hey, Cody, help me out," and Cody was like looking all guilty and stuff. Like, I'm about to commit a crime myself, son. So, you know, you're taking the bait for me. But yeah, this segment was fine. I mean, like, it's kind of stupid in terms of logic because John Cena's like, "Oh, WWE already approved this. TKO has approved this. Netflix has approved this." Even though they just had Cody Rhodes win the King of the Ring tournament where he gets a title shot against the champion of his choosing at SummerSlam. So it's like, did they approve it, or is this, I mean, but also I did notice the crowd, John Cena wasn't his normal heel self in that crowd, like on the mic. Like, yeah, he was, you know, the crowd was booing the fact that he wasn't going to be at SummerSlam. He was like, no, hear me out. Like, listen, I really wanted to be there. I just can't because of my obligation. Like, he wasn't his normal, like, shut your mouths. He wasn't the guy that's going to ruin wrestling. So I've been noticing the crowd is starting to favor John Cena a little bit more, and they're starting to not like Cody Rhodes as much. And I feel like that's a little forced. I feel like they want Cody Rhodes to be heel, so they're booing him every chance they get. Yeah. But this segment was fine. I mean, the match is going to, I really hope they do something. I mean, I'm glad it's a street fight at WrestleMania, or at SummerSlam, because I think it's a street fight at SummerSlam because their match at WrestleMania was so panned that they needed a stipulation to make this match better. Now they have weapons involved, and now anything goes, and there's no rules, and they can do whatever the hell they want. So there is no, like, oh, that's a disqualification. Like, no, they can throw all that off to the side. So I'm more excited about this than I was WrestleMania. I'll say that.
So you think Cody's turning heel is what you're saying?
No, he's not turning heel. No, he should not turn heel.
Yeah. No, what's the point? Why would you turn your biggest babyface? Like I said, I heard someone tell me that CM Punk would take over. I'm like, but CM Punk isn't there to be the babyface, the face of WWE anymore. He's there to be a top guy and maybe be a champion, but not the face. The face is different than a champion, right? Yeah. You don't have to be the champion to be the face of the company, right? So, and it won't be Roman because he's not going to be around enough. And Roman's not really putting out the babyface vibe. He's just Roman. He's just he's just there.
Just cheer for him.
Yeah. I agree. All right. Well, moving on because we got to get into Raw, and there was some SummerSlam stuff going on there. We opened up with one Gunther versus CM Punk. They cut a promo, and I got to say, this is about as mid and meh as a promo can get. Neither one did bad, but there was no oomph in it. And I think there's a reason. I'll get into that later. But what did you think of this? Am I missing out on this, or was this a banger and you're like super excited to see Gunther and CM Punk go at it?
I am excited to see Gunther and CM Punk go at it, but this promo was terrible. This was awful. This is how you started off Monday Night Raw, and it was like, it was through no fault. I don't think it was either one of their faults. It was just like, they just didn't have it. And you know, what was funny was Punk saying that he wants the World Heavyweight Championship, but then just a few weeks ago against John Cena, he was like, I didn't come back to win the championship. I came back to make money. You know, just like he's like constantly contradicting himself. Or he said that he hates the person he becomes when he holds the championship. So he didn't come back to win the WWE title. He came now, but now he's back to save wrestling. And now this week he's like, oh, it's been my dream since I came back to win the World Heavyweight title. I'm going to give it all I have. I will not tap out. I will not submit. And then Gunther comes out and cuts a promo. He gets booed out of the building and then tells he tapped out. And then he says that, you got these degenerates to cheer for you for one night. And that was it. And that's exactly how I felt. I was like, that's it? That's all he has to say? And he walks out and CM Punk's just staring at him. It was just a very, very awkward ending to an overall awkward promo to open the show. This was really the first when CM Punk won the gauntlet match last week. So this is their first interaction, and that's what you gave us. I wasn't too thrilled.
Like I said, I think there's a reason why they didn't go all out on this promo. I think there's reasons why they're not fully giving it their all. We'll get into that later on, but I agree with you. The CM Punk just staring too was kind of a weird thing. They got more of them. We'll see what happens on Monday Night Raw, but I have a take later on. But let's get into something that was even more random and casual. So the New Day are still mourning their tag team title losses. They're backstage having a beer or whatever, dressed in all black, and in walks Grayson Waller, who says, "Hey mates, I no longer am in A-Town Down Under because Austin Theory is injured. Good riddance. Can I join you guys?" Let me know how you feel about that, because that's literally exactly how it went.
Yeah. I mean, rest in peace, A-Town Down Under, I guess. I mean, talk about fumble. We have two tag teams that Triple H has completely dropped the ball on in one segment right there. We had the New Day, the heel New Day, who, I'm digging their morning gimmick. I'm digging their dressing in black stuff. I like what they're doing there, but you had money right there with the heel New Day, with the attack on Big E and the great turn that they had and just everything that they've done, and you completely squandered it. And then over the last few months, you've been telling this story of A-Town Down Under, having tension in the group, having, Austin Theory cost Grayson Waller the match. Grayson Waller cost Austin Theory. These guys are bickering. Are they ever going to get along? When we've been wondering on this show, when are they going to turn? When are we going to tell this story? We're ready to. We gotta move on. We gotta push Austin Theory to the moon, give them the singles run, give Grayson Waller the singles run that he deserves. And instead they just do it off screen, and that's how they do it you've been telling the story for months and you got tired of it, and that's it. Sometimes, I'm not saying this for every story, but sometimes Triple H becomes Vince McMahon right before our eyes. That's the ultimate Vince McMahon move. I'm tired of this. I don't really have a direction for it, so we're just going to announce it in a segment, and that's the end of it. That was ultimate Vince McMahon. I'm bored with this. We're moving on. And that's how this feels. This feels like a Vince move that Triple H pulled.
So I'm not going to disagree with you at all. I fully agree. I think it was out of bounds why it happened. But I don't think it was fumbled, and here's why. If he's truly injured, yes. Did they take it too long to get to the point? Yes. But I can't knock Triple H and company for wanting to build a longer storytelling and so on, because that's what I like anyway. Yeah. So they were trying to do storytelling. Then Austin Theory got injured. Not their fault. He's probably been injured for a little while because he's been off TV for a minute. So maybe they just were trying to wait it off. They couldn't anymore. What are they supposed to do? If Austin Theory's injured, they're just going to let Grayson Waller disappear. Then no one will give two shits about it. Now that's a fumble. Instead, they're going to have Grayson Waller obviously turn heel. He's going to try to join the New Day. We'll probably end up joining them. And when Austin Theory is ready, he will finally come back to get his comeuppance, because Grayson Waller is going to be talking shit about him all the way until then, here and there. Then he'll start talking about him more and more. Then all of a sudden, boom, new look Austin Theory, huge baby face pop, taking over, will wrestle Grayson Waller and get that comeuppance. And I think the story can still not be fumbled. I think it could work in the benefit. Sometimes I think injuries can work. Seth Rollins' injuries right now, if it's not as serious as it is, when he comes back, the cash-in will be a surprise. Whether it's at SummerSlam, WrestleMania, no matter when it's going to happen, he's not going to show up again until he cashes in. That's 100%. We're not going to hear anything about it until then. So, it's sometimes injuries can work in the favor. And I think this is a situation where it can possibly work in the favor, because I don't think people cared. Now people care. Now people will talk about it because A, they're going to complain, and B, they're going to want to see it more now than they did before, right? Because if he wasn't injured, people are just all right, just get it over with. Now it's kind of you fumbled. Everyone on TikTok fumbled. They fumbled. Now people are talking about it. So now it can have an impact when he does return and gets his comeuppance. Just my opinion.
No,
my wrestling.
I hope you're right. There is a way to rectify it, and if there is, that's the perfect way to do it. Have him join the New Day, and you keep New Day heel in the process. You keep Grayson Waller heel, and Austin Theory comes back to a huge babyface pop because he deserves it, man. Austin Theory is
does.
Great. We talk about who's the next babyface of the company if Cody Rhodes goes heel. Austin Theory has the look. He's got a great moveset. He's great on the microphone. We know what his character can do. Let's see what you can do. I'm not saying he's the face of the company now, but I think he has potential to be in the near future for sure.
I agree. All right, I'll let you start off with it. My boy, Dominik Mysterio, AJ Styles. They had some funny segments all the way through Raw. Ended up with Dominik Mysterio laying him out. Let me hear you. What do you think? What do you think about all this? And what do you think about all the fake injuries? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, my favorite of the segments was the opening one on Raw where AJ Styles is dressed up as the valet, and he's like, "Oh, you need me to?" He's like, "I'm gonna." First of all, Dominik Mysterio has Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez in the car with him. He has JD McDonough and Finn Balor in a car with him, but he's driving. He's the Intercontinental Champion. Like, why can't they have like a limo or something? But they're making him drive. But I mean, they all have gold, so I guess it's fine. But yeah, it was just weird that like he's driving, and then he's like, "I'm gonna go validate the car." Like, look at him taking a leadership role. Like, way to go, Dom. Like,
the leadership, I like it.
Make sure your car is paid for, your parking's paid. Like, I love it. And then AJ in the valet costume was just gold.
Hilarious.
It was like, hilarious. And then he just throws the keys off to the side, and Dominic's like, "Oh, this is borderline harassment." It was just good stuff, and I'm digging this feud, even though like they haven't, like, up until this episode of Raw, these guys hadn't really touched each other, and now Dominik Mysterio laid him out this episode, and now I can't wait for SummerSlam. And these guys have done this. They built this match in a different way because of the injuries and because of the skits and the segments. And now I'm probably most excited about this match of all the matches at SummerSlam because of how they built it. So shout out to them.
Yeah, I fully agree. I thought all the segments were hilarious. I thought just him just being everywhere. He was part of like the doctor's team. He was part of, like every play. He was mopping the floors. Oh, it's a wood floor. That's when the New Day came in. He was literally like everywhere. I thought it was hilarious. The best part about it though is one, Dominik Mysterio has outsmarted someone. He showed his true leadership by outsmarting AJ Styles, which was awesome, and popping him in that face. I loved it. Laying him out, dirty style, magnifique. But here's my thing. The injuries, right? Trick Williams, Slammiversary, we didn't talk about. He faked an injury, and everyone believed it. All these guys who do the reaction videos were like, "He's injured. Oh my gosh!" And then he, then he ended up rolling in and won the roll up, right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! And then Dominik Mysterio saying he's injured, can't go through the doctor. Doctor's saying we got to, and then he lays him out. We hitting at something here? Seth Rollins, blah 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 blah. I'm just saying we're getting a lot of, or are we getting worked? But nonetheless, Dominik Mysterio and AJ Styles is going to be an absolute banger. AJ is the man, one of the greatest of all time. Dom is only getting better and better and better. This IC title match is going to have a big feel to it. I'm excited, and I do think we're getting a Liv Morgan return, but that's just me. People say I'm crazy. I don't care if she's in a sling. I don't care what's going to happen. I think she's going to come back, and that's going to build to something else between them, which I'll get into later. But yeah, man, I really, I thought this was a fun set. This has like been the best stuff, and it's old. It's like old school wrestling, like the Attitude Era, where like they would have the same people like in segments throughout the entire show that like kind of built up to a situation, you know what I mean? Which I really liked. All the little skits in between, all the breaks.
Yeah, and I feel like both Raw and SmackDown have had those with the Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa car crash stuff. They had all that on SmackDown throughout the show, and the comedic bits there, and then this with AJ and Dom and the comedic stuff there. It's been great. It's showed a new side of AJ Styles, because usually he's pretty, serious about everything, and this is kind of giving him a little bit of personality. And I like your pick about Liv Morgan coming back. I could see a scenario where, we talk about the TNA partnership. I could see Leon Slater coming out and helping AJ Styles beat Dominik Mysterio, because that's who AJ Styles put over at Slammiversary. He came out at the end of the Leon Slater and Moose match. Leon Slater is now the TNA X Division champion, and AJ Styles was talking about like, "Oh, you remind me of myself when I, he raised his hand at the end." I could see Leon Slater returning the favor and helping AJ win the IC title. So, but we'll get predictions are next week. But that's kind of where I see things going, and really putting the X Division title on a major show like SummerSlam would really benefit the TNA partnership as well.
Yeah, I would. I like that. But we do have one more Monday night and 2 more Fridays ago, so we'll get into that more. A lot can happen on those 3 things. All right, the man, the myth, the legend, him, Roman Reigns, return. His aura is real. Like I said, Roman Reigns is now at that level that he is that guy. The end. Like when he shows up, you're going to stop. You're going to stare. You're going to get goosebumps. He is The Rock. He's Stone Cold. He's Hogan. All those people are done with that vibe. He is that guy now that when he is there, you shut up, you listen, you respect him. He just seeing his presence, being around him makes the ladies shiver and the men get scared. You know what I mean? That's where he's at right now. And he came out and interfered with Seth Rollins' whole promo or whole crew. Braun Breaker wanted a piece. People made jokes about Braun Breaker. Now we turn on everybody now. Now everyone's like, Braun Breaker's a joke. He couldn't carry himself at all. I think we forget, because all these people live in the right now, that Roman Reigns fumbled his words versus John Cena one time embarrassingly where people didn't think he'd ever recover. And he messed up multiple times in promos against big name people. And look at him now, one of the best to do it. This is Braun's first time. I thought he did perfectly fine. He looked vicious, wasn't scared of him. And I love that it wasn't Bronson Reed going at him. It was Braun Breaker. Like Braun Breaker wanted him. Like Bronson Reed was like, yo, chill out, mate. And Braun's like, I need him. You know what I mean? He wasn't barking. He was ready to go at him. They go to lay out Roman. In comes Jey Uso, makes the save. We can go ahead and spoil it. It's already been confirmed, but we are getting Jey and Roman versus Braun and Bronson at SummerSlam in a tag team match. What'd you think about all of this? And one key thing which I want to ask you about, because we already talked about the injuries. Paul Heyman made sure to say, Roman, we want you to be the leader of this group because Seth Rollins is going to be out for a very, very long time. He's made to say that, but this has not been said anywhere else. They are not saying shit there, but now all of a sudden he throws that out, wink, wink, and wants Roman to be a part of the crew. What say you? Let's hear it.
Yeah, that was a strange line, because it feels like if Seth Rollins is coming back at SummerSlam, or he is, we are getting worked with this injury and it's not as severe as everyone's making it out to be. Feels like Paul Heyman's doing a lot of stuff to break away from Seth Rollins already. And that was the line like, hey, we'll take Roman Reigns. Like, of all people, you're going to bring Roman Reigns into the group, like the one guy Seth Rollins absolutely hates. So that makes me, that does, I mean, I know it's probably just heel tactics and scare tactics and all that, and I get that, but it did make me question, like, maybe Seth Rollins really is hurt for a long time, and he is going to be out, and they do need a new leader. So I am curious to see where that goes. But as far as the promo is concerned, I actually thought this was the best promo I've heard from Roman Reigns since he turned babyface at SummerSlam last year. And to be fair, he really hasn't cut a lot of deep promos, other than like the occasional, like, acknowledge me and, we're family, Oos, and, we're friends again. Even on the road to WrestleMania, it was more like CM Punk needed the favor. What's the favor? I don't know. I'll tell you what the favor is next week. And that was the story. But this was like, we got into what Roman Reigns was up to after WrestleMania 40 when he dropped the title, what Roman Reigns has been doing this year, and talking about raising future members of the bloodline, talking about what this betrayal of Paul Heyman did to him. He gaslit Paul Heyman and saying that, you took credit for creating the bloodline. That was God's work. It was just great stuff.
Good line.
Great stuff all around. Called Paul Heyman a dumbass on multiple occasions, and it was just
the dumbass. Hilarious.
It was good stuff. Everything about it was great. The thing I liked about it, though, the most is one of my favorite things about this whole bloodline story is that it built stars. Roman Reigns, he took the reins on this. No pun intended there, but he made Braun Breaker look strong. And at the end, who came out to save Roman Reigns? It was Jey Uso, and the crowd was yeeting. And even in the off the show, Roman Reigns is yeeting as well. And,
I heard
the show goes off the air, and he even tweeted that no, that wasn't me. That was clearly AI. So he's like, he's not acknowledging that he did it. But I mean, they played Jey Uso's music at the end. Jey Uso got the save on Roman Reigns, made Jey Uso look strong, and made Braun Breaker look strong. Bronson Reed looked strong. Paul Heyman tried to acknowledge Roman right in the middle of the promo. He looked strong. Seth Rollins looks strong because we're all waiting on pins and needles to see when he comes back. I thought this promo did a lot for so many people, and it was the best promo that Roman has cut in a long time.
Well said. It was. I even like that he brought up Sammy and everyone else on helping him keep his world championships.
He
I
finally
really like
gave
that
credit
as well.
where credit was due.
Yeah, it was good stuff. I like your idea too, or your theory on the fact that it looks like they're trying to push Seth out more so than bring him in. But I think it's a ruse. If he's really, really, really that injured, I just feel like the WWE would have said it. So I was going to make a video about this, and I probably still will. But no matter what, we're getting worked, right? Because we're getting worked if he's injured, and we're getting worked if he's not injured, because they're not telling us what's going on, and they never not do that. How many injuries of a big name wrestler has happened and we hear nothing about it? Just random tidbits, and like there's something's up. So whether they're not telling us because they want you to keep thinking he's going to come back, which means they're working us, or that he isn't really that injured, that bad, and he is going to be here at SummerSlam, so they're working us. But either way, we're getting worked. Work. We are. The end. It's a work no matter what. So, we'll see what happens. I'm excited for it. I'm excited for this tag team match, although we'll get into predictions next week on who's going to win. But in the end, Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed being in the ring with Roman Reigns is a phenomenal thing. Win or lose, they're going to grow from that. They're going to benefit from that, and they're going to get a lot of eyeballs because of that. Does this match open night 1 or night 2, or does it main event night 1?
I don't think it main events. I think
it's not going in the middle. Yeah, it has to open one of the nights. It's not going to middle it.
I'm going to say it opens night 1 of the show.
I think so too, because I think Punk and Gunther are going to close night 2. And I think we're going to get a very similar results in these. Okay. That's what I'm thinking. All right, let's get into it. Speaking of rubs and yeeting, The Undertaker did a lot of that on NXT. So Undertaker said, "Trick, I'm coming for you. This is my yard, brother." And the out-of-shape 97-year-old Undertaker waddles into the ring. No offense, I love Taker. He's a bad dude. But, I mean, have you seen Trick Williams? Let's stop, okay? I get the aura. I get it. Like, you're the Undertaker. Like, Trick was, like, overselling it. He had fear and drool from his mouth because he could not handle this overweight Undertaker about to like lay him out in his yard. You know what I mean? And he choke slams Trick Williams. I don't understand Trick Williams' reaction to the choke slam. I don't know if you saw it, but he was like bent up and his face was like,
he was like moving his feet around.
Yeah, even the Undertaker was like, "What are you doing, bro?" And then to close it out, Undertaker then after the main event, Obafemi defends, which we don't even need to talk about because the match was like 4 seconds long. And Undertaker goes to the back where Javon Evans is watching the TV, and he's like, "Hey, bro, I got advice for you." And Javon Evans like, "Let me get my notebook out," ready to take advice from the legend, which that's what Undertaker should be doing. And instead, he tells him to go face that bigger, badder guy, which he's already done. That was it. I'll let you start off with it. Undertaker being here, why? Did it work? Did you like it? Please explain.
I liked Trick Williams. I loved his promo. I thought Trick Williams was the star of the show as usual. In NXT, he has been fantastic. The promo he cut was great. Everything he was saying, like even interrupting the Undertaker and be like, "Man, I don't give a damn about LFG guys." Like it was just great stuff. And Undertaker, he called Undertaker soft. We didn't talk about his promo on Raw either. Just how, talking about how Undertaker's knees go snap whenever he walks. Like just everything. Just good stuff from Trick Williams. But man, this segment just didn't do it for me. Like once the Undertaker came out, first of all, it took too long. His entrance is longer than Roman's, and he didn't even have a motorcycle this time. So I was like, oh gosh, here he comes. He's going to take a sweet time. And then the stuff he was saying made no sense whatsoever. Just like you have everything. You have the swagger. You have the but you don't have respect. And it was like, okay, but he's got the championship. Does he like? I don't get it. And then it was
It looked like he was flubbing lines too. It looked like he didn't know what he was saying. And Undertaker was never the greatest promo guy, but still.
Yeah, it looked like he was trying to go off the cuff, and he was just he kept pausing in between his words, and I was like, get to the point. He kept saying the same thing over and over. You don't have respect. You know what people had for me? They had respect. You know what they don't have for you? They don't have respect. You know what this is all about? It was just like this. Okay, we get it. It's about respect. RESPECT. Yeah. Find out what it means to me. But the rest of the promo just didn't do it for me. And then like, what was the point of this? Like, is Trick Williams going to have a match with the Undertaker? Is it going to be Trick Williams against the LFG guys? Is Trick Williams coming down to LFG to get some respect beat into him? And then the thing with Javon Evans at the end, like, huh? Like, what is? Yeah, I don't know. This felt like we're in Texas. Let's make some ratings and let's get the Undertaker on the show somehow, even though he clearly has not watched the product in a while. That's how.
100%. We won't even get into the awful Bully Ray segment. That was bad. And I love Bully Ray. I love the Undertaker. I know I said Undertaker was out of shape, but he is. I'm not saying like he's not over. He would admit it, right? He's not in peak fit. Like Trick Williams looks like a freaking chiseled out like statuette of what a man's supposed to look like, and he's supposed to be afraid of the I get it's pro wrestling, but that was my biggest take from this, right? Was he told Javon Evans to do what he's already done, and that's challenge Obafemi. That's not advice. That's telling you to go. That's a death wish. Secondly, Undertaker chokeslamming Trick, like you said, if nothing comes out of it, if we don't get Trick versus Undertaker, then this served no purpose other than hopefully getting a ratings push, like you said. That's the only thing it would serve, but what do you need that for? That's what I didn't like about it. This didn't make Trick Williams look any better. This guy spent the entire NXT bragging about being that guy, cutting phenomenal promos. He was cutting good stuff backstage. He's the TNA World Champ, stared at Obafemi. He's the man, and then he just got chokeslammed by a veteran of 97 years old. Like, it just, how did this make, that just, in my opinion, if I'm not a hardcore fan, I'm just tuning in NXT. If I'm a TNA guy or trying to get into TNA, I'm going to be like, why do the Undertaker just demolish their champion? What the hell do I care? Give him a damn stroke for crying out loud when he chokeslammed him. Like, it didn't make it look good. And Undertaker and Trick aren't going to wrestle. And even if Trick goes after his LFG crew, that doesn't mean anything. They got beat up by the Undertakers. Who cares that he beats up a bunch of up-and-coming stars? Like, it literally did nothing. It benefited nobody. This was just a really, really bad idea. It was like, and I know it wasn't the Undertaker's idea. So Shawn Michaels booking this, the GOAT, I'm not dogging him either, but dude, don't put Undertaker in that situation either. It just wasn't a good look for anybody.
You know, what's crazy is everybody was upset that Trick Williams won at Slammiversary. Because it should have been Mike Santana. They were in New York. It was the wrong decision, yada, yada, yada. If anything, this buried the TNA champion more so than NXT, two NXT wrestlers beating the TNA people at their biggest show, one of their biggest shows of the year. Because like you said, this guy's the TNA champion, and he got chokeslammed by a 67-year-old Undertaker who can barely walk. And there's no revenge. There's no rhyme or reason to it. It's not going to benefit anyone at the end of the day. So at the end of the day, you buried the top champion on the brand. So if I'm in TNA, I'm more pissed off about that than I am about the WWE guy holding my championship. But
I agree. Well said. Yeah. And Trick even tried to like go punch him, and Undertaker didn't even block it. He just grabbed his throat, and I'm like, wouldn't he have still punched him? I was confused by the whole segment. I was like, what the? Well, let's get into something I wasn't confused about. Ethan Page came out, cut a phenomenal promo as he does, and he unveiled a brand new NXT North American Championship belt. I'll let you take it from here. How did the segment go, and what'd you think about it?
Oh, I loved everything about this. The title looked oddly familiar, though, to the AEW Real American Championship that they had when MJF had it. It looked very, very like similar with the flag in the back with the the gold in the middle, but it was a good looking belt. And Ethan Page, man, he continues to get better and better. I think besides Trick, I think he's NXT's biggest star. And I think they see it in him. That's why he's beaten guys like Ricky Saints, and he's got the championship. I liked The one thing that I didn't like about this promo was the Santino Marella, for whatever reason, coming out. And I know he's the commissioner of TNA and he's there to be the authority figure and all that. And I know Ava's there too. But this promo felt oddly similar to the one that we just discussed with the Undertaker and Trick Williams, because Santino was saying a lot of the same things, like, you have the championship, but you need an attitude adjustment. You don't have respect. You need this, and I'm gonna beat it into you. And then he tries to do the Cobra, and Ethan Page happens to escape. So it was very, very similar to do that, and it was like, why would you do these two promos on the same night? But man, I love this. It was, other than that, I liked it. And Ethan Page is him. Ethan Page is a star, and I've been saying it since day one-ish that Ethan Page is awesome. And I think we're seeing how great he is in NXT.
Dude, he's doing amazing. That belt looked amazing. I like the fact that he pulled out the Canadian flags and just got the crowd worked up, because nobody says not America in America. It's a North American title, which means it represents Canada, Mexico, and the United States. So he can be Canadian and represent that. I thought everything about it was phenomenal. His promo was magnifique. He's the best heel in NXT today, and he has been. And he's just getting better, which is insane. My thing was, though, is that isn't Santino Marella supposed to be like Italian or something? Why did he come to the rescue of? Yeah. He's like, I'm gonna beat you. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna Cobra to represent the North America. You're like, you're not even we couldn't have anybody in the back that's from North America to represent. Where's the LWO out now? You know what I mean? You got all the Latino love right now. Bring them out to represent Mexico and help, or someone from the United States. Like, it was just a really weird thing to have Santino. I guess maybe an easy win for Ethan Page next week, but Santino is not a wrestler. That's like Ava interrupting someone on TNA women division. I don't know. It was a weird booking on that, but Ethan Page can do no wrong. I like the segment overall. Yeah,
he's got a great voice too. He sang "Oh Canada," and I was like, damn. He's got some pipes. He's making insane. Is there anything this guy can't do?
No, nothing. All right, well, there it goes. That's our WWE Weekend Review for July 18, 2025. If you like what you heard, you're enjoying it, we're going to have a segment coming up after this that you can check out, where we're going to do some unpopular opinions, so look out for that one as well. And as always, hit that subscribe button. Give us some love. Give us some comments. Give us a follow wherever you're listening to us or watching us. And if you just want to hear me go at it, I'm at all social medias at my_wrestling_opinion, where you can hear me give some wild theories and have people get all upset for no reason. And with me as a man who came out of retirement to only go right back into retirement, and that is...
I'm like Bubba Ray Dudley, man, but I'm Ryan Enjoys Wrestling. Go follow me on all the social media platforms. I will post again on TikTok this week. I've got some stuff cooking, so just be on the lookout there. Go follow us on social media at Two Dudes with Attitudes. Go follow us on TikTok at Two Dudes with Attitudes. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you're listening to us on Apple and Spotify, we're at Two Dudes with Attitudes there. Go follow us and subscribe and leave us a 5-star rating and review, and tell everybody about your favorite Two Dudes on the internet.
Two Dudes Wolfpack. We out.
Two dudes with attitudes, let's go. It's the two dudes and our attitudes ruthless, aggressively speaking, so let's do this. We're riding, didn't they here to get your attention? The 5-star broadcast, start to the ending. Whether it's the E or it's all E, the two dudes with the attitudes that bring the heat. Get the point, yeah, it's on time.